How's it going, sports fans? Welcome back to Brew Bros Towers. This is the first time we've shot a video here, so it's all very exciting. It's a brew evening rather than a brew day because with Mr. Procrastination over there, everything always drags on very, very late. This is Ed. He's getting our new single vessel 30-litre system ready. It's just arrived. What size is the element?
2.5 kilowatts.
2.5 kilowatts. It's got an internal mash basket, which we're looking forward to unleashing. It'll be great for just more experimental brews where you just want a slightly smaller batch size, but a step up from my stovetop brews. So what we're doing is Brewdog's Dead Pony Club, which is a West Coast IPA. I will just read from the Bible today's lesson. Our California-style West Coast IPA has light toffee and caramel notes layered on biscuit malt. These support a huge fresh citrus aroma with lemongrass, lime zest and grapefruit peel, alongside some tropical notes courtesy of heavy-hitting US hops. Looking for an ABV of 3.8%. What size is the batch we're doing?
A flagon?
A flagon?
A barrel end.
Good. Anyone who watches Game of Thrones might get that one. If you do, write it in the comments below and I will send you my enduring respect. Right, so we're going to get the cleaning over and done with and then we'll get back to you with the action.
Right, so it's the first time using this kettle. We've already cleaned it with trisodium phosphate, a trisodium phosphate solution just to get all the machine oils off it. Now I'm going to I'm going to mix up a Chem Clean solution. So I'm using 100 grams of Chem Clean in 10 litres of hot water. I'm just going to let that recirculate for a little bit. We aren't going to passivate it today. I'm going to do that at a later date. We just haven't really got time today. It's 7 o'clock already and we haven't even started brewing. This is our prototype 30-litre single vessel brewing system. We blanked the hole where the temp probe would usually go, as it would interfere with the mash basket. The next model will have a temp probe lower and to the side, but there's always the option to keep it on the output of the pump like we have here. There's the mash basket with my homemade sparge attachment. This basket doesn't have lugs to hang from the edge of the kettle, so sparging will be a bit rough and ready today. We're using a recirculation system with a Blickman Riptide pump, which has a temp probe on the output that attaches to the oldie Inkbird temp controller. We have hard water in Dorset, so we're going with 2 grams of sodium chloride, 4.51 grams of Epsom salt and 2.1 grams of gypsum.
In goes the mash basket. We added some silicone tubing to the feet so there's no scratchy. And we're finally brewing. Not the ideal way to sparge, but it works. The Mark II setup will be a step up in this department, don't worry. That's sparging, baby. A bit more aggressive than we'd like, but the urn was heavy and Ed needs to work out his upper body a bit more. On with the boil and our first hop addition of 5 grams of Simcoe and 5 grams of Citra at the start.
The Therminator makes easy work of the chill. The speed of it usually catches us out. We're using US 05 yeast because it's all we had on the shelf. The recipe from Brewdog states Y yeast 1056. This is the first time using the Plato valve between the airlock and bung.
Cheers, old son.
Cheers, Chief. Good brew day.
Yeah.
Great success. It's been a long day, isn't it? It's 20 past midnight now.
It's pretty good. Wild Beer Company, Millionaire Milk Stout. Yeah?
Yeah.
What have you got?
I've got a milkmaid from the Hall and Woodhouse Brewery.
We got our new friend here. Went quite well, I think.
It went very well, all considering. It was
Yeah.
a trial run, wasn't it?
A bodge brew day,
Yeah.
I think, wasn't it?
I thought you said I couldn't say that.
No, you can say that. It's fine. I think it's
Yeah,
immediately obvious it was.
It's slightly bodged up, wasn't it? Just wanted to test out the new kettle, so there were a few little issues, things to iron out along the way. But
Yep.
yeah, on the whole, I think it went really well.
So we hit the target original gravity right on the nose, 1040.
Yeah.
We're going to dry hop in 5-6 days' time. 50 grams of Simcoe, 75 grams of citrus, 62.5 grams mosaic. It's almost like I read it off a board. So in terms of the kettle, the setup, what were you thinking? Like we experienced some issues with how fine the mesh was in the basket.
I've never brewed in a mesh basket before. I started off brewing in a bag, and now I'm using a sort of proper mash tun. So it's the first time using a basket, and it seemed to fill up, didn't it? The basket didn't seem to drain off properly.
The levels of where the liquid was, where the basket was higher than the outer.
Yeah, so the volume of liquid inside the actual basket was sort of increasing, and then the liquid on the outside of the basket was sort of decreasing.
Yeah.
And so it happened right at the beginning, didn't it? It did spill over a little bit. Fortunately, we were on hand to jump in and prevent a disaster.
Sometimes the temperature went up a few degrees, didn't it? Do we reckon that's pump, or do we reckon that's the fact that you might have had a little water pocket at the bottom? Underneath the basket?
I think that's more my Inkbird. I
Okay.
think I need to kind of recalibrate it.
Yeah, you want to be on your game for next time with that. Not happy with that. We also thought maybe having a taller kettle. I'll put a picture up on the screen of basically 30 litres is right to the top, almost to the rim of the kettle. So we thought maybe if it was slightly taller, maybe a 40-litre kettle.
Yeah.
That would give you more space for like fittings for like sparging and so on.
Yeah.
And also just a room for a bit more.
Prevent kind of overflow, I suppose, in the basket.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I mean, you said fittings. What we're doing today, we were kind of clamping the hoses on, weren't we? Which isn't ideal, but it worked well today.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have something fixed in place because hoses were flopping about all over.
Yeah,
the
they
place.
were. No one likes anything flopping about all over the place. They just never like it flopping.
Yeah.
The element was bang on, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Happy with
element was great. Really happy with that. I wasn't too sure whether it was going to be sufficient enough, but it was spot on. There were no boil overs or anything like that.
No. And it got to boil temp in what, about 20 minutes?
I reckon, yeah, from the end of the mash to the boil, about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Certainly better than one of my stovetop brews, which is about 40 minutes. So I'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's about it, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty knackered. I'm ready for bed. What about you?
I am ready for bed. It's gone midnight, so yeah, I think we're about done. We are working on sourcing some of our own kettles at the moment, which is why we're trialing this. That's the whole thing. This is the Mark 1, so we're hoping to get a Mark 2 one over in a few months' time, and with the various improvements that we're finding at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's it. So we will be back with you in a few weeks for the tasting of our new friend here. Thanks very much for watching. You know what to do. Pound that subscribe button. You guys keep on living the dream. We'll see you soon.